Yo Novatos, thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast, yet again, California, the Bay Area. That's right. If you guys can, please just leave a like on the video, it'd be much appreciated. It's tough out here on the YouTubes, on the internet, trying to grow the channel. It'd just be much appreciated. I'd thank you guys very much. Alright, we're back. I was interrupted by a phone call. Where was I? Oh yes, let's go ahead and get on with the topic of today's ride. I was asked on IG about some warranty questions. Somebody was having some difficulty getting their bike in for service for a warranty problem, and the dealership, I guess they're just so booked that they mentioned, you know what, we're not going to be able to get to it anytime soon. So the gentleman asked me, hey, can I just take my bike to a third-party shop and then send them the bill? And the answer is absolutely not. If it's a warranty problem, a warranty issue, then only a dealership, a certified manufacturer technician can fix that. And I would advise you to be careful taking it to a third-party shop when it has to do with the warranty issue. Something like just something. I'm not going to get too specific. I'll get into the specifics in a bit. But if you were to take it to a third-party shop, a shop that's not certified by the manufacturer, depending on what that problem is, you might just void your warranty. Yes, that's right. Someone that's not certified by the manufacturer could void your warranty depending on what it is. So your best bet is to either wait or take it to another shop, another dealership. And then that's what I responded with. The gentleman said, you know what, the dealership told me that I have to take it to them. Alright, so now I'm pretty sure the person, the gentleman, he mixed up his maintenance plan and his warranties. Alright, so with your manufacturer warranty, you can take it to any dealership in the network. Any dealership will and can work on the bike. So if they're booked and you don't have the time, or you're worried about the issue or the problem, or I don't know what it is. It could be anything, but if you're really worried about it and it's just causing you some issues, then you should probably take it to another shop. See if they have some sort of an opening or something like that. You can take it to any manufacturer as long as it's within the factory warranty, 2 years, unlimited miles. You can take it to anybody and they'll take a look at it. As far as the service plan, that's, like I said, that's a separate thing, all right? The service plan, that just depends on what type of a service plan you have. If it's just the dealer service plan, you only have it with that dealership, then yes, you can only take it to that dealer for the service plan. All right? Yeah! So let's get into, I guess, the 3 types of warranties that I've seen, that I've run into, or the ones that I've come across. And maybe some of you guys are wondering, man, how long is this going to take to get fixed? Or, man, this thing's being a pain in the ass. I've had to bring it in multiple times, and yeah, some of that stuff might just happen. A lot of people in the Facebook group have had issues with these bikes, but I mean, those are far and few between. Honestly, it doesn't really happen that often, but it does happen. I mean, it is what it is. A batch out of 100, maybe 1 or 2 are probably gonna be bad. So just know that they're far and few between, and like I said, this is just gonna depend on what you're dealing with. So from my experience, the easiest warranty issue that I've always come across, the easiest ones, was the visual stuff, the visual problems, kind of like a molding coming off, maybe your foot peg, maybe the headlight. It's easy to fix. There's no test writing. There's no hooking up diagnostics. There's no trying to hear a problem or try to see if you could pick up on something like that. All right, that's the easiest one that I've come across. Is something apparent, something that you can see. Maybe it's one of the maybe it's a speedometer, maybe it's your grip falling apart, or maybe it's one of the switches is not working. That might be a little bit more difficult, but yes, it's something visually that you can see. One of the somebody mentioned on my IG that they had a fin crack on their M8. So that would be visually. You don't have to have the mechanic spend endless of hours and time to try to figure out or try to replicate the problem. All right, so that would be the easiest one. Something like your gas cap falling off, kind of like what you've seen on Shade Tree Surgeon. His fake, the fake one on the left, that fell off. Yeah, just something small. Maybe there's like fog in your speedometer, or maybe some of the lights are not working, something like that. Just minor. If it's under 2 years, unlimited miles, then that's going to be covered under warranty, and that's an easy fix. The next one on that list, I guess, of headaches or just a pain in the ass to deal with, the one that's, I guess, it's just a little bit more difficult to deal with is the check engine light. Yes, the ECU stores codes, and then the mechanic, he could go in there, pull up these codes, and then they get a list of what it could be, and it's just a process of elimination, and they just do one at a time. And sometimes some of these things can just take a minute. I mean, it could take a while. Just because you think there's something wrong with the bike, and you're pretty much, it's under warranty, just give me a brand new bike, or just give me a brand new engine, or something like that. It doesn't work like that, all right? Yes, they have the parts. Yes, they could do that, but it's just Harley's not going to prove it, all right? There's a process of elimination that they got to go through, all right? First, they're going to check the fuse. Then they're going to check the bulb. If it's, if it's something related with the lights or the ABS or whatever, they have to go through the steps that Harley provides the mechanic for them to kind of check one by one, all right? So it's going to be the least expensive pieces, and then, I mean, you might find yourself bringing it in again and again, because these check engine lights, they don't turn back on, or they don't pick up these sensors for probably another 60 miles. So it might just happen, and it's not the dealerships, messing with you guys or anything like that. It's just, this is the way it's done, all right? We have to go through a process. The mechanic has to go one by one and try to figure out why the check engine light is on. And the only reason why I'm saying this is easier than the next one I'm going to mention is because there's a list, there's a process, there's a suggestion by the manufacturer. This is what it could be. So that would be, I guess, the second least nightmare or headache, pain in the ass to deal with. All right. Now for this last one, the third one, is something that you can't see, and it's something that the ECU does not pick up, and that could be a weird, funky little noise, a weird little jitter, something that's just that only that there's just something off with your bike, all right? And the visually can also be an oil spill or something like that. You know where it's leaking from. I'm sorry, I just remembered that. I was trying to think of examples, but yes, I mean, the third one could be stuff that only you can hear, or stuff that it's different. I mean, the only person that knows your bike better than you is you, or better than anybody is you, because you ride your bike every day, or maybe you ride it every weekend, and you just know, what, it doesn't sound right in the second gear, or what, it sounds a little odd in the third gear, or maybe what, it just pulls a little different, or maybe it doesn't shift into a certain gear, or maybe it's something like your RPMs around maybe 2,000 RPM on a cold day, on a it's a specific time of day, or maybe it's just when you ride two up. It could be just something, like I said, it's just something that that visually you can't see it, but you can feel it, you can hear it, but it's just a little difficult to explain. And maybe that could only happen during a cold start. Maybe that issue can only happen when you're riding two up. Maybe the suspension, or maybe the bearing, or just something is just not right, and something like that can be something like that can take a while to figure out, all right? Because now you have two mechanics working on the same bike. Maybe they're riding two up, or maybe they have to leave the bike overnight to get a cold start on it just to kind of hear what's wrong, or a ticking or something that you just can hear that's just not right. It could be anything, and something like that, it's just going to take a while. It's going to be tough to replicate those type of issues because yeah, I mean, the window of opportunity to replicate those problems they're just narrow, and I mean, it could just take time. And finally, when they figure it out, like I said, there's a process that they have to go through to make sure that is the issue, and they're not overspending Harley's money on trying to fix it. All right, I mean, it is what it is.
Good.
So you guys just stay out there, stay safe, don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.